Welcome to another program of mine. This week I want to talk about the leadership in Muslim community, how it protects the Muslim. And once the Turks were not in the world stage, global stage, what happened? Now, as you know, I am a Turk from Turkey, and let's look at the United States and Turkish relation, and then I will make a relation between the leadership of Muslim, how it protects the world. The relations between United States and Turkey has started after the end of the Second World War. We have given soldiers to fight in Korea, and thus we have been accepted into the UN, United Nations. But after that, there was a problem, as you might remember, Cuban crisis, and according to that, Kennedy has agreed to withdraw the nuclear arsenal from Turkey without asking or consulting the Turkish administration at that time. At that moment, Turkey understood that Turkey cannot truly and totally trust the American administration for its security because American interests will be above all. And since then, in 1970s, we have also the Cyprus peace operation, and America has applied us sanctions, military sanctions. Thus, we have started to build up our own institutions. Today, that you see all the developments have started in early 1980s when we started to set up the military institutions, the technology institutions. And today and now, after the Iraq invasion by United States and its allies, we see that the Turkish and the American interests are getting apart. And as much as it was, the relations gets tensioned, has tensioned. Now, the it's like this, as a historical background we can tell about like that. Now, when we look at the protection of the Muslims, uh, it is almost similar. Uh, the Muslim community cannot be together unless a dominating power and attractive power uh, comes in a leading position. It was in the Seljuk Empire like this, Ottoman Empire like this, Mamluk Empire like that. But since the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, unfortunately, yeah, even though Saudi Arabia has, let's say, Medina and Mecca, they cannot protect the rights of the Muslims. They don't have this voice. They lost it, and it's because of its relation with other, especially Western countries, and especially with United Nations, and its trouble making or troubleshooting problems with Iran. Now, United States in 1952 or 53 or 54, something like that, but they have signed a contract with Saudis, giving the rights or the security assurance that they are going to protect them against the foreign attacks, whereas they are going to have some oil and gas, let's say, advantages. And for that, the Saudis left the security of Saudi Arabia to Americans, and they have a very nice relations with United Nations based on the United States based on the oil contracts. And after that, in 1970s, it started with the Israel's attacking to Gaza and the Palestinians. And of course, we remember the Egypt-Syria war with Israel in 1970s too. And after that, Israel even gets more and more cruel on Palestinians. As of today, they are, if necessary, not only defending itself but killing the people over there. It's both sides. Uh, and then we are looking the Srebrenica murder in 1990, I think 5. Yes, July 1995. 8,300 Bosnians were killed. NATO, just watch it. We know it all. They were just watching from a hill over there, and they were seeing the murders. So they didn't be able to even move. And now we are looking at the Uyghur Turks in China. They are under the detention camps, and they are asked to forget their religions and be nothing, like a Buddhist. And whenever you are looking on this, from the aspect of the history, but not like, today, tomorrow, but from a range of after the Second World War, what has been happening, uh, it's also correct and observation without any hesitation that the Muslims are under attack by different means, by different interests, and nobody is protecting them. Not United Nations, not NATO, no, but even not the Muslims itself. I mean, Saudi Arabia, I will expect that at least Saudi Arabia has Mecca and Medina. They would be a little bit brave enough to loudly and by actions do something else, resist these kind of things. But they did nothing because they cannot even defend themselves. They have to trust the United States for that. What do you want from them? They are afraid of Iran, even they are Muslims. They have their own problems. And when we look at the, as I told before, when we look at the history, the Seljuk era, the Ottoman era, the Memlük era, one community of the Muslim countries, one of them, becomes a full power. They can protect all the Muslims. Other than that, they can't. So we as Muslims have to accept who is going to be this leader. And as of today, there is only one country, Turkey. The Turkey can be the leader of all Muslims countries. That's without hesitation, I can tell you about that. But it has its own problem now. Where I do not agree with Erdogan is because of the economic and educational politics. And because of the religious aspects, he is against the interest rate, which has cost us hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's why I cannot support none of his problems. And because it's related with education, he has got religious education. You cannot do that. The interest calculations, the interest physiology or education of this economy part, I am just talking, has been agreed and closed more than 100 years ago. Today, even he's trying to do this. And what does it tell you? Unless you have a good background, educational wise, and you are not friendly with the rest of the global markets, and you do not believe, if you do not believe because of your religious background, it's against, if you think that it's against your religion, okay, you cannot do anything else. You cannot be powerful because military, right? Military and I would say foreign relations are coming aside but supported by economy. If you want to develop your military, you have to have money. And once the military goes up, the foreign, goes up, the foreign relations go up, the military goals should go up because you have to protect your, I would say, maritime routes, your inland routes, and all your economic relations and logistics routes, right? For that, you need the power of military and foreign relations, and you need economy for that. And unless we do the economy, which is always and has been the weakest link since, I will say, 1970s, 60s, this is always the weakest link in Turkish history, right? You cannot go up. In Abdülhamid, which is one of the latest, let's say, which Erdogan always takes as a references to his life. Yeah, what he has done, yes, he's paid all the debts, almost, but he left a new navy rooted in Dardanelles region. He lost a lot of land because he hadn't got the means to protect the economy. He should have make the balance, and for these reasons, we always lost. This is one of the reasons why Ottoman Empire collapsed. Economy and military, you have to go up. In the beginning of Ottoman Empire, the Orhan Gazi, Murat Khan, the first Murat, even the second Murat Khan, Mehmet Khan, Süleyman Khan, Beyazıt, Yavuz Sultan Selim. They have always a good economy models, right? It supported the military, and the military goes up, the economy goes up, and they were together. And this has been only disturbed after 17th centuries because we have a bad idea about the economy. Corruption started, and this is like an illness, gets all the empire, and in early 19th century, we collapsed. Now, Turkey, since then, cannot, I will say, correct its economic model. And that's why, unless we correct it, we cannot be in a position to protect the Muslim world. Erdogan is saying that Turkey is ready to do everything alone for the Gaza. You can't do that. You can be doing something for them to some level alone, not everything. And unless you protect or you correct the Turkish economic model, there is no way that we can protect them, all Muslims. And that's what we have to understand. And that what only shows the history. The history shows and dictates us unless the Turks are in place to be the attractive or power dominance role in the Middle East or Central Asia or even in Balkans. There is no way that we can protect the Muslims. Then the Muslims can be protected. So economy, education should be established first in order to be a great again country that will be protecting the Muslims. And unless economy and education is solved, there is no way that there will be another Muslim country who is going to start protecting the Muslims. I told you, Srebrenica murder, 1995, Gaza, since 70s, and Uyghur Turks. These are the, I would say the nearest, within this century, I will call it. This is what has happened. And why? Because the Muslim countries cannot come together, because we hate each other almost. And all the Muslim countries have something in common. Bad economy, even they are rich. Bad education, and since it's together, there is a bad military because they have to go up together or they will go down together. If one of these legs lacking, the others, even though that might be high, it will go down, right? That's the case. So it's up to you, if up to Muslims, but for the Turks, I would like to say we have to start thinking how we are going to correct the Muslim model, and unless we do so, our economic model, and unless we do so, there is no way that we will have all the Muslims in the country or in the world. Okay, as Muslims, we have to now start thinking who is going to be the dominant position, and which I believe it should be Turkey, because it has all the means to do so. Manpower, education is the nearest to be dominance, and all the means and the history and backgrounds, right? And I will not be surprised if Turkey wants to be that role again. But unless we as Turks correct this education and economic model, that it's not possible. So if you like this video, there's a like button underneath the screen. Please support us by clicking on that. Have a nice day. Bye.